Find the four inequalities that define the shaded region. First, look at my horizontal line. I can see that on that horizontal line, each coordinate has a y value of 6. Therefore, the horizontal line here is y equals to 6. As the shaded region is below the line y equals 6, therefore I want the y values less than 6, like 5, 4, 3, etc. As it's a solid line, therefore my inequality that satisfies that region is y is less than and equal to 6. If it's a solid line, it always has the extra line, which means we can include it as well. Looking at my vertical line, I can see that every point on that line has an x coordinate of -3. Therefore, that line is the line of x equals -3. Again, looking at my shaded region is to the right of that line. Therefore, my x values to be greater than or equal to -3, because the solid line, again, it has the extra lines underneath, so x is greater than or equal to -3. Looking at the line that slopes down, to find the equation of a line, all you need to have is 2 points that satisfy that line. Here I'm going to pick the point 2, 0 as one point that lies on that line. And I'm also going to pick the point 0, 1 as another point that lies on that line. Now that I have 2 points, to find the gradient, which I normally call the letter m, I do the change in y. In this case, it's going to be 1 subtract 0, divided by the change in x. In this case, 0 subtract 2. Well, 1 take away 0 is simply 1. And 0 take away 2 will give us -2. And 1 divided by -2, therefore has a gradient of -1/2. I know the equation of a line is y equals mx plus c. So therefore I'm going to have y equals, my gradient is now -1/2. So it's -1/2 lots of x. And my value for c is where my line crosses the y-axis. Well, here I can see it crosses the y-axis at number 1. So my line is y equals -1/2x plus 1. As the shaded region is above the line, therefore I know the inequality, therefore will be y has to be greater than or equal to, again as it's a solid line, -1/2x plus 1. For my final line, again I need to pick 2 points that satisfy that line. I'm going to pick the point 0, 6 as one point that satisfies that line. And I'm also going to pick the point -2, 0, as that's 2 coordinates I can read off quite simply. Now I have 2 points. Again, to find the gradient, I know it's the change in y. In this case, 0 subtract 6 on the top, divide by the change in x. In this case, -2 subtract 0. Well, 0 take away 6 will give us -6. And the bottom, -2 take away 0 will give us -2. And -6 divided by -2 will give us +3. Now I know the gradient is 3. I know my equation of a line starts y equals mx plus c. So m is 3, so y equals 3x. To find my value of c, it's where my line crosses my y-axis, i.e. the vertical axis. It crosses the y-axis at the point 6. Hence, therefore, my equation of a line is y equals 3x plus 6. Now that I have the equation of a line, I need to satisfy the shaded region. Therefore, I know in this case, y has to be greater than, again, as it's a solid line, it has the extra line underneath. So y is greater than or equal to 3x plus 6.